Hey, welcome to part one of how I was resurrected from the dead, and I'm gonna jump right into it because I am so excited about this. And I remember like it was yesterday. It was December the 31st, 2004. It was a Friday, and it was New Year's Eve, and my husband Tony Jamil Turner had woke up and said that he was going to church with me and the boys to bring in the new year. So I'm like, praise ye the Lord, because this man here, whoo, that man there, he loved to party. On his off days, he was somewhere turning up. He was somewhere showing out, whether it was at a club, a house party, or a block party. He was somewhere doing his thing, what he wanted to do. Didn't even act like he was married. Didn't even act like I existed in his life. That he had a home that he could finally come home to, because we had just recently moved together right like a month or two before I had a mod in October. So I'm gonna say like in August, we finally moved. He finally moved here from West Memphis to Blytheville, Arkansas, and we had got a house to rent. And so ever since he moved here, I mean, on his off day, it was just like turn up, turn up, turn up. And I wasn't used to that. I wasn't brought up in that type of lifestyle of partying for the weekend. We didn't do that. My mom and dad didn't do no partying and drinking and stuff like that. That wasn't my type of atmosphere. My household was not like that. On the weekend, my mom and dad, it was family time because my daddy worked on the railroad. So we come home, we going to Memphis to the mall, and he taking us, getting us something, and we taking, going out to eat as a family, going to the movies and stuff. That's what we did as a family on the weekend. Daddy come home, so daddy, spending time with us before he left back out, going, heading back out to go back on the road for the railroad. So I wasn't used to, departing and stuff and staying out 2, 3, 4, 5 o'clock, 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, or whenever you feel like coming home. So this was abnormal to me. So it's frustrating me, and it put a heavy burden upon me. And so December the 31st, 2004, not only was I carrying my own burden of in my marriage, I was also carrying the burden of my mom, because she was going through now in her marriage. So I'm like, whew, so I am beyond exhausted. Because it been plenty morning. He would come home 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, and his friends, his partying buddy would have to bring him in from, carry him in and lay him across the couch or the bed or whatever, because he would be sloppy drunk. He wouldn't even know how he got home, what time he got. He wouldn't know nothing. Nothing. That's how intoxicated that he was getting. And I was beyond tired of that. So he woke up, so I'm excited. So he woke up December the 31st, 2004, and said that he was going to church. So I'm like, God, you on point. You finna work this thing out. We finna bring this New Year's in 2005 in with a bang. We finna do this thing. So I'm excited, y'all. So we get in the car, we dress, we all fly, we ready to go. We got our praise and we got our music on, praise and worship music on in the car, and he done strapped the boys in and everything. And then when he put the car in reverse, there was a car that pulled in behind us that blocked us in. And I'm looking, and I'm like, these headlights sure look familiar. Guess what? It was his partying buddies. They came to give him an invitation to go to a club down in Memphis that they had just opened up or heard about or whatever. And so I'm looking at him like, please don't do this. Please honor your word. Please, you've been doing this with them since you've been here. Just don't bring the New Year's in with me and the boys. Bring it in with the Lord. You say you love the Lord, show him. So that did not happen that night. He got out of that car and got out of our car and got into the car with them. He said, I will see you in a little bit. And he went to kiss me, leaning for a kiss. I'm looking at him like, I wish you would. Moved my face, my cheek, and I'm like, I wish you would. Because I got all this emotion stuff going on inside of me. By now, I'm ready to fight. I am ready to fight. I'm ready to fight every person in that car. And the first one was gonna be my husband. I'm ready to fight. So had to calm myself down. So when no headlights was no longer visible, my little heart just crashed. I'm crying. I'm boo-hooing, crying in the car. So I'm like, I got to get myself together. I got to go on to church because if he don't go, I'm still going to press my way. So I did. So I walked into church. I'm a little late and everything. So my mom and Pam looking like, where Tony is? So I'm looking at like the usual. So I'm sitting there. I'm numb to everything that's, surrounding me. So I began to cry out on the inside, Lord, save me. Save my marriage, save my life, because it looked like everything around me, surrounding me, is in a dying state. I need a resurrection. I need you to help me because I'm tired and I don't have nothing left inside of me to continue to pour out. I don't even, you got to feel me. I don't even know what else to do. God, save me, help me. So I began to say, help me, Lord, on the inside of my spirit. I said, help me, Lord, to where what I was saying on the inside overflowed onto the outside. And I began just screaming. I didn't care who heard me, who saw me. I just kneeled down on the floor and I'm screaming, Lord, help me, save me, help me, help me. So I get up, people come around trying to pray with me and then, and giving me tissue and clean face. So I get myself together, get my boys, and we go to the house. So I get them situated in the bed. And now it's like I'm in the bed, I'm settled. So I'm just laying there. So it's like 3:00 in the morning. Here he come. Now this time he come walking in by himself. Because normally he would be carried into the house. So he walk on in the house. So he get in the bed. I didn't argue with him and ask him where he been or none of those things. Because I was like tired, exhausted spiritually. And so, and physically. So, and mentally, emotionally. So I'm just like, I'm just whatever. So he got in the bed. And so it was 5:00. And I heard the voice of the Lord say, fast. It came so suddenly and it was yet so soft. And so, but it stirred something in my spirit to where I sat up in the bed. I'm like, God, you said to fast. I'm like, God, what kind of fast you want me to do? And for what? And for how long? What I supposed to be doing? So I sat there in silence. I don't know how long I sat there in silence waiting on his response. But then I heard I had a unction to cut on the TV. So when I cut it on, immediately this preacher come on. He pointed at the camera. He said, you just cut this TV on. He said, and God said that it is a mandatory that you go on a Daniel fast for 21 days because you want a transformation. You want a new beginning. You feel like everything around you is down. So I'm looking like, God, you speaking through this man, because this is my cry. This is what I was crying out inside in the church. So he said, God wants you to fast because he finna resurrect everything in your life. You got to be obedient. This is a mandatory and your life depends on your obedience. You got to fast. So I'm like, I'm excited. And so I looked over at him like, oh Lord. I said, this man here, he like to be intimate a lot. So I'm like, God, but you said that I got to get permission from him to fast because my body don't belongs to me. So God, what I'm gonna do? And I heard the Spirit of God said, I got him. So I called my mom and Pam. It wasn't even 6:00 yet. I called them and I was like, y'all, I heard the Lord say I gotta fast. So they're like, girl, we go fast with you. We go do this together. So when Tony woke up, I was like, let me get Tony. So he woke up at 7:00. And I was telling him about, I heard the Lord telling me to fast. And he was like, okay, go ahead. And then he gave me the money. He says, okay, you can fast, obey the Lord. So me, Pam, and my mom, we went to the store and got the stuff. And so tune in to part 2. And let me tell you what happened when I started to fast. When we started to fast, what took place. Part 2 begins of what? It got the wheel turning. Part 2 is going to get the wheel turning of what took place when I began to fast.